Hi, welcome to Management 4073, Ethical Leadership in Organizations. I just wanted to take a few minutes to go ahead and introduce myself as well as go through the course with you. My name is Ryan Greenbaum. I'll be your instructor for the course. I will be handling the day-to-day information as well as the contact from you guys. My wife, Rebecca Greenbaum, is also involved in the course, and you'll see her in the video lectures as you watch those. But a little bit about me and about my own personal life before we get going, just to kind of get an idea about what type of person I am, and then we'll get into some of the important syllabus information. Um, I have been teaching here at OSU for about 4 years now, teaching most of the fundamentals of management courses, as well as some of the sports and intro to sports classes, and some newer sports classes. So some of you guys will have probably had me as a teacher before, or possibly know of me just because of the size of the classes I used to teaching. So please feel free to be comfortable with me and email me when you get a chance, or if you need something. I'm usually pretty responsive with this kind of stuff. I went to the University of Florida for my undergrad and have a couple different master's degrees here with an MBA as well as a master's in educational psychology from here at OSU. My wife has a PhD in management from the University of Central Florida, and she is the creator of this course, so that's something I've kind of been developing from what she's already set up for us. But again, just a little bit more about me, since I will be the instructor of record. I do lead a pretty busy life, I'm not going to lie to you, so the summer is especially busy with all the kids being out of school. Me and my wife have 4 kids, which I'll show you a picture of here. My oldest being a 6-year-old Asher, then next being a 4-year-old, my 4-year-old daughter Audrey. I've got a 19-month-old son named Grayson, and our newborn 4-month-old Elizabeth. So needless to say, it's pretty busy, so apologize if I can't get to emails and questions immediately. I'm only allowed to spend a couple days up here a week because of need at home. Um, but that's pretty much me. I've gotten a wealth of experience from in management from working at Progressive Insurance as well as some other smaller companies in the 9 or 10 years before I went back into school. Um, I have been teaching, like I said, for about 4 years now, 4.5 years now, with the business school here. Let me make sure you guys are aware of how you need to go about contacting me. Email is the best way to reach me. I will not be in my office very often this summer just because of how busy we are with everything, but I will be available through email at all times. My email address is rjgreen@okstate.edu. I believe the ryan.greenbaum@okstate.edu will get to me as well. But that's going to be the best way to contact me is through email. My phone number is listed on the syllabus. I don't recommend calling, like I said, because I won't be in the office as much. I do have an office here in Stillwater, so if you guys are local and you need to meet in person, please let me know and I can try and arrange something for you. We will have a graduate assistant for this class that'll do a majority of the grading for homework assignments and discussion boards. But we have yet to be assigned that graduate assistant. So once that gets assigned to us, then I'll send you guys an update, let you guys know about his information or her information, and how to reach them. If you have any questions about the course overall from a distance standpoint, as far as exams, as far as just questions about how to access some of the information, Spears Distance at okstate.edu is going to be your best route about how to go through, about how to answer some of those questions. For the class, we have listed the Trevino and Nelson Managing Business Ethics version 6, or the 6th edition of that book, which just came out recently. Some of you may have gotten a hold of the 5th edition for the book. That's perfectly fine, but the newer one with the closer up lighthouse picture on the cover is going to be the one that's probably going to give you the most up-to-date information, as well as some additional newer examples. The old book gets into some of the things that weren't quite up to date. But again, still perfectly fine information. Most of the lectures, like I said, have not been updated, so it's something that still does reflect most of the information from the 5th edition. So that's not going to be a big deal. All right, moving on to the course objectives portion of the syllabus. The basic objective of the course is to make sure that you guys understand some of the ethical aspects of businesses. Basically, the three main concepts we're looking at here is being able to identify ethical issues, identify ethical dilemmas, be able to understand why they are issues and why they do become dilemmas for some people, as well as being able to analyze the situation so you can handle things a little bit better. We'll talk about these different things through the course, through both theory and talking about some of the things like Kant and Kantian behaviors, as well as some of the examples you'll get from corporate life and from some of the current events that we'll talk about during the course. Um, Ideally, we want you to be able to understand some of these other objectives as well, such as, importantly, knowing what your own personal values are. There's the old saying that if you don't know yourself, how are you supposed to know anyone else? And that's a big part of this. Along with knowing your own personal values and where you stand on certain topics and certain issues, you need to understand and acknowledge the fact that people are different and people are individuals, and every individual is by nature different. So they're going to have different ways of looking at things and different perspectives. You'll also need to understand how some of the companies differ as far as culture, as far as environment, as far as organizational structure. These are all things that are going to tie into how an organization runs and how they then perceive some of the issues that you might come across. Again, being able to use some of these skills that we're going to impart on you in order to be able to both resolve dilemmas as well as acknowledge what they are, and possibly avoid some of the downfalls that come along with some of these ethical situations and ethical dilemmas. If you do have some questions or concerns along the way, I don't actually have official office hours online where you'll be able to reach me through Skype or through some other virtual communication efforts. But you can email me. Let me know if it's something you do need to discuss with me. I do have normal office hours here in Stillwater on Tuesday and Thursday from 10:30 to 11:30, and also by appointment. However, email again is the best way to reach me, and understand I will try and get back to you as soon as I can, and you can expect a response within 24 hours or so. As far as general questions about the course, I will be providing you some sort of weekly video update, whether it's through YouTube or whether it's something I decide to put on the D2L site. But I'll email you an alert to let you know when and where that's been posted. Make sure that you're able to take a look at these video updates. These will include all kinds of important information, housekeeping for the course, when things are going to be due, what's going to be due, if there's something going on campus that you need to know about, potential extra credit situations, as well as making sure that you're aware of deadlines or issues regarding assignments or exams or questions that some people have had. The discussion questions as well, and discussion posts that you have to do online will also get into that as far as the weekly video updates. So make sure you're taking a look at those. Make sure you're actually paying attention to what's being said in those. Your grade for the course is going to be relying on four major areas, the first of which is the discussion board. In D2L, in the discussion section, you are going to be responsible for posting a number of postings, one per chapter, 12 discussion postings total, making sure that you understand the material and making sure that you're being interactive with other students. The big part of this is making sure that you understand what we're talking about in the lectures, making sure that you're getting greater understanding as far as some examples, as far as some other ways that the book doesn't necessarily get into. The first of these discussions that you're going to do is actually something just introducing yourself to the class. That's going to count for your first discussion post. Each discussion post is worth 10 points. The way these are graded is that basically the more insightful you are, the more thought-provoking you are, the better your score will be. If you give a response to one of the questions or response to one of your fellow students that just says, yes, I agree, you're not going to do very well. If you give an explanation for why you respectively agree or disagree, I say respectively, and I mean that with the utmost importance. I want you to make sure you're respectful of the people's opinions, even if they differ from your own. But again, the more insightful, the more thought-provoking, the more that you kind of dive into the material and show an understanding, the better your grade's going to be. There will be some discussion posts where you're going to need to have done some previous work or some preparation for it. Some of this will include articles that we found. Some of this will include videos that will have you watch showing what a company has done, showing what an example of what an organization has tried to do. But it's something that you need to make sure that the discussion posts that you provided are something. You'll need to make sure that you show the understanding that's required for a course like this, and an understanding of what we are talking about and how we expect you to understand some of these things. As I've mentioned previously, as far as part of my discussion video that I'm going to post on a weekly basis, some of this is going to entail include some of the discussion posts that you guys have actually put on here. The overarching themes, the main ideas that I'm getting from you guys' responses, as well as the responses to other students, I'll make sure to bring up some of these things that I think stand out, and some of the things that seem to be a reoccurring theme in a lot of the responses. So make sure again that you're watching that video and watching my follow-up videos and weekly videos. The next part of your grade is going to come from homework. You'll have 3 homework assignments that are going to be due throughout the 8-week semester, each one worth 50 points, 150 points total. The instructions for each of these is going to be in D2L in the content section under homework. Make sure that you're taking the time to read through these things and figure out what it is the questions and the assignment is trying to get at. Again, the more thought you put into these things, the more insights you have, the better the score your score will be. As far as the time frame on these, unlike the discussion sections, you can turn in late homework assignments. Obviously, that's not ideal. However, if you are late with your homework assignments, it is something that's going to take away half of your grade for it. So please try to get these in on time. With the discussion posts, excuse me, there will be no accepting any late discussion posts. So please, again, make sure you're getting all those in on time. Now, with these homework assignments, a lot of these are going to be designed based on your own personal preferences, your own personal information, personal self-reflection. So with that being said, I'm probably not going to put any detailed feedback into each individual response or each individual assignment. So I might, again, talk about overarching themes, talk about main ideas in the weekly discussion video. Now, the next portion of your grade is going to come from the written communication quiz, which is in the quizzes section on D2L. If you've taken courses for a couple semesters now, you probably have seen this in another class. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with ethics or ethical issues, but because written communication has become so important and such a key target area for graduating students, it's something we want to make sure we're giving you as much practice as possible with this. Again, you can locate this in the quizzes section in D2L. So if you want to continue to try and get it until you get a perfect score, more power to you. If you want to take it once and just take the grade you get, that's also up to you as well. The largest portion of your grade is going to come from your exams. There's going to be 2 exams given throughout the semester. One that'll cover the first 5 chapters, the other that'll cover the last the last 6. So it's something you make sure you understand what it is you need to know based on reviews, based on the update videos for those specific exams. There's 2 places where you can take the exams. One is the West Watkins Center, the other is the University Assessment and Testing Center, and their information is on the OK State website. You'll also need to go in through the distance learning and make sure you have all the paperwork that you need as far as taking those exams. But again, there is no cumulative exam, and it's something that the exams are not cumulative, so they will cover the respective chapters. They will consist of both multiple choice as well as true-false questions. Now, as with most courses, what you'll be expected to be tested upon for this class will come from more than just the lectures. Anything that we put in any of the discussions, the homeworks, anything that I refer to in the update videos, these are all fair game for the exams. So make sure that you're trying to study as much of the content as all the content that's possible for those discussions, for those chapters, for those lectures, for that section of the test, whether it be exam 1 or exam 2. This part of the syllabus is extremely important. Make sure you understand what the procedures are before you get to the test time. You need to make sure you're filling out whatever forms are necessary for your specific case, whether it be just the student information form or whether you also need the proctor agreement form. The distance learning and distance form link that we have here listed will give you the information here sends you where you need to go in order to complete those forms. A lot of the testing centers, the testing center or the West Watkins Center will not let you take the exams unless you had the proper forms filled out. So please make sure you're taking care of this as soon as possible, and make sure you're doing this as thoroughly as possible. Please make sure you review this portion of it and read over it thoroughly to make sure you know all the procedures and do everything you need to do. Also on this page is our makeup exam policy. Because you have unlimited time to be able to take the exam. Exam 1 is from the beginning of the semester through September 19th, and you can take it tomorrow if you feel you're ready for it. There are no makeup exams given. You might want to consider going and taking the exam a little earlier than what the deadline is. In fact, I would recommend that just in case you run into issues or run into car trouble on the way to the exam, whatever it might be. Avoid some of those situations. Extra credit may or may not be available. We put this in the syllabus just to make sure that everyone's aware of how it is going to be administered if it is. That we're working with the business school and trying to get research and surveys done completed for people's data for people to help with publications. So we're going to try and do this through the new SONA system that we're using. If it does become available, we will send you the link and let you know what the steps are in order to get to participate in whatever surveys or whatever research is out there. But again, don't expect there to be something. There have been semesters where we have not allowed people to have extra credit. So please don't count on that as part of your grade. As far as your grade goes, below here is a list of the amounts of points that you'll need to get to a certain letter grade. You'll notice that it's not necessarily the 90% is an A, 80% is a B, etc. It does round down to the 89.5% or 79.5%. So please don't email us after you've taken your final exam and try to basically beg for points. It doesn't favor well with us, and it's something that typically will be deleted because of the rounding that we do already. Last but not least, let's talk just briefly about the dishonesty policy and academic integrity. This is an ethics class. If you get caught cheating in an ethics class, it's not going to look very good. So please make sure you're not doing anything that might even seem inappropriate. Any types of plagiarism, cheating on exams, trying to make up information, helping other people cheat, all are part of that. And because this is an ethics course, it's something that we'll be extremely harsh on those who do try to do something that is unethical and try to work the system in any way. So please try to stay away from these types of situations as best as possible. Please make sure you read over the syllabus as a whole and make sure you get through all the important aspects. Make sure you read them for yourselves. As much as this video is meant to help you, there's nothing like actually reading it for yourself and making sure you go through to understand all the details. That way, in case you have any questions, you can go there before you try to contact any of us. With that being said, good luck this semester, and I hope everything goes well for you in this class as well as the others. And again, if you have any questions in the meantime, please contact me as needed. Thank you.